might be the baddest dude in the world. He might be the baddest dude in the world. Let's go, baby. I saw the movie.
Minute 51 to go. Game even at 117 with their season on the line.
It's Steph Curry. Bumped Curry. Three. Good! 34 for Curry. The Golden State Warriors have won.
A few games before the play-in tournament, the Golden State Warriors made a calculated bet. In their elimination game against the LA Clippers, that bet paid off. The Warriors had lost 9 straight games in the Intuit Dome. As a matter of fact, since it opened 2 years ago in August of 2024, the Warriors had not beaten the Clippers even once. At the time of the decision, however, it wasn't yet known this would be their matchup. The Warriors fully expected a different team in their first elimination game, the Portland Trail Blazers. This might have been a good thing, as the Warriors have yet to beat the Blazers this season, who've used their length and athleticism to outdo the Warriors in each episode. They've also beaten the Phoenix Suns to secure the 7th seed. The final games of the regular season were absolute chaos as the Warriors struggled, losing 7 of 8 games as they went into freefall post-All-Star break. After losing Jimmy and Steph Curry, then Moses Moody along with Al Horford, Seth Curry among others in specific bench roles, the Warriors made do with their G League talent. They seemed pathetic, struggling, and even losing against tanking teams. They seemed terrible. It seemed like the season was over. Only for them to come out and suffer the Los Angeles Clippers a shocking and humiliating defeat in Intuit Dome, demolishing 2 years of history in the process. But could this all have been planned? Could this have been the reason for Curry's return?
They've taken their role to another level for the Clippers.
Curry, 3! And Collins was right there.
Could that calculated bet to sit Curry against the Lakers to play him alongside Porzingis in the follow-up Kings game have been enough to push them over the top to get the win against Kawhi? And lastly, how did the Warriors fool the entire fan base and the rest of the league about what they were really doing ever since the All-Star break? Check ball. The Golden State Warriors made the decision to bring Steph Curry back from patellofemoral pain syndrome, aka runner's knee, with only a couple of games left in the season after missing 27 straight appearances. While the move seemed short-sighted at first, after all, the team showed no sign of being able to compete, there might have been a method to the madness. What makes this even more interesting is the fact that the Warriors managed to do this and get away without ever getting caught. What did the Warriors do? Well, first off, it makes sense to look at the bigger picture. This started at the end of last season, where the team had every intention of competing for the next 2 years following their elimination after facing the Timberwolves in the playoffs. Now, the Warriors believed that as long as they had one star player next to Steph Curry, this team would have a chance. With Jimmy Butler, the team looked like they were capable of making a deep playoff run in good health, and despite it not being the ideal fit on paper, the Warriors looked like a winning team with Batman and Robin. The new season started with Jonathan Kuminga being the team's wild card, who with enough value could net a player that Steve Kerr felt was a better fit in his lineups. While the team had its ups and downs during the season low was Butler's injury, seemingly dashing all hopes of making any kind of impact in the postseason. While Steph Curry's absence came after, it was more subtle as the seriousness of his injury unfolded slowly over time. For the fans, it seemed debilitating. For the team, it was calculated. When trade season came, the Warriors knew exactly what they were doing. If Steve Kerr didn't think there was a way that they could compete with Jonathan Kuminga next to Steph Curry, they had to move him by the deadline to find a player that would allow them to do so. Keeping Jonathan Kuminga would be giving up on the season, and that was simply not an option. They realized that there was a lot of upside to Jonathan Kuminga's future, but Steve didn't see a way that Steph alongside JK would be competitive. There was a player, however, that they had interest in, Kristaps Porzingis, who was available as a last resort. The floor was lower than with Kuminga, but if they could somehow manage to keep Porzingis healthy, the ceiling with Curry could offset the Jimmy Butler injury entirely. In order to realize what they envisioned, the Warriors had to be meticulous. They had to think about every single variable along the way, but they also had a gift from 5 teams in the Western Conference that made their entire plan possible. It was no question they were going to bring Steph Curry back. That was never an issue internally. Externally, however, it looked like Steph Curry might not be able to make it back in time. Even in the Clippers playing game, Steph looked like he barely made it back, having to go to the locker room after his first quarter appearance. But it wasn't just Steph. The Warriors knew that if they were going to compete with one of the oldest rosters in the history of the game, they had to be smart. They had to be selective. With their unique position of having older and talented players who have playoff and championship experience alongside floor-spacing bigs, they know they don't have a regular season team. What they have is a team of playoff risers that can give them a real shot in Steph's waning years. In order to prepare for the playoffs and get the best out of these older players, the Warriors would need to rest their guys. This isn't tanking because it doesn't fall under the category of throwing games, but the benefits of tanking is precisely why this works. All seeding positions 7th through 10th are headed for the play-in. Without a guarantee of a 6th seed, the Warriors realized early on that any games they win would be practically pointless. That gift from the 5 bottom seeds in the Western Conference, however, is what made this move genius. From the All-Star break forward, the Warriors did not have to win a single game to secure a spot in the play-in. They had already won a total of 29 games, 3 more than the next best team won following the end of the regular season. This puts into perspective the tanking effort and efficacy of the 5 teams at the bottom vying for the best lottery pick. The Warriors, for their efforts, made the play-in with the least amount of wins of any other team this season. After going 8-19 post-All-Star break, they finished with a losing record of 37-45. But after that victory over the 42-win Clippers, this shows that this team is more capable than its record would indicate. This smart decision by the Warriors, knowing that a 16-win team is better off in high-stakes games, figured out that a single win in the play-in is far more valuable than a win in the regular season and played to their strengths. That exact value as it stands is this. Their first play-in win gave them the equivalent of 6 regular season wins, putting them ahead of the Clippers. A win against the 45-win Phoenix Suns bumps them up another 4 wins, a total of 39 wins to make the playoffs instead of wearing out their older squad for another 8 wins to match the Suns during the regular season, only to have nothing left for when the real games begin. So now you know the strategy. How did things play out? The proof was in the pudding. They'd rested Horford, rested Curry, rehabbed and rested Porzingis, and the team's reputation was in the trash can. Perfect setup for an underdog comeback. With neither Curry nor KP allowed to play on back-to-backs, they specifically rested Curry and KP against the Lakers on the first leg of the final back-to-back of the season. The stated reason for that was to allow Curry to get some reps next to Porzingis. That misread between the two in that inconsequential loss against Sacramento was a perfect setup for what was about to happen. Even the first few minutes of the game, as the Clippers went on a 12-2 run to start, looked like it was over for the Warriors.
Rebound, Garland was right there. In stride, Leonard, up, off, rebound.
To fuel their offense right here.
Leonard!
Crowd that Kawhi Leonard has, which allows a player like Darius Garland.
But then something happened. The dividends began to pay, and this team clicked.
Oh, Porzingis again!
After missing 27 straight games, Stephen Curry explodes for 35 points to lead the Warriors over Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers.
Curry, 3! They swing it around, Curry, 3! Got it! Into Dunn by Dunn, up in town! Steph Curry!
What makes this all the more impressive is his 7 for 12 from distance. That's 7 threes, with 27 of his points coming in the second half of the game. While both teams went on runs, the Warriors never led in the game until less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Horford, 3 for the lead! Got it!
The Warriors kept Santos in the starting lineup, something they were able to do due to Moses Moody being out for the season, and put up his biggest postseason game of his career with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists in 32 impactful minutes. This is incredible production from the 23-year-old in his highest stakes game yet. He was extremely efficient, going 9 of 13 from the field. Santos took advantage of his matchups and used his footwork and touch for some great finishing at the basket. Without a doubt, he looked like he belonged on the biggest stage. Clearly the best 55th overall pick of the last 10 years and possibly the best late second rounder in the last 30. Al Horford showed you exactly why he was resting. The Warriors needed every one of those late-game triples that Al hit. His 14 points off the bench were crucial game changers and actually gave the team its first lead. Al showed exactly why the team signed him, exactly why they rested him, and his production couldn't have come at a better time. Finally, Kristaps Porzingis had 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in 28 minutes. From start to finish, KP was hitting putback dunks off misses and making things very uncomfortable for the Clippers. In other instances, he was spacing the floor and making it even more difficult with the type of versatility he was displaying. When you have 2 floor spacing bigs, this creates havoc for any team that is unprepared to play 5-out basketball while having size. Quite the irony for a team that for the entire season has been known as the smallest and most undersized team in the league. What was crucial, however, was that the Warriors closed out the win on the road against a team that was theoretically better. That win sent a message. If they pull off this upset against the Phoenix Suns, all hell will break loose. On a side note, Steve Kerr started Pods alongside Steph Curry instead of DeAnthony Melton at the 2-guard spot. While not unexpected, Pods played a significant role with 17 points and 7 rebounds. While he only had 2 assists, the rest of the team did much of the facilitating. One of those teammates was Draymond Green, who after having a weak moment to start the game where Darius Garland caught him ball watching, absolutely shut down Kawhi Leonard in the 4th quarter. Green relishes these types of matchups against opposing alphas and made life impossible for Kawhi late in the game. Every time I looked at the screen, he was forcing yet another turnover. He finished the night with 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. While these numbers don't seem to pop off the stat sheet, the 6 rebounds are well above average, and his 9 assists and 4 steals are elite. His 7 points were gravy in that matchup. All this is to say, things might have just gotten very interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What stood out to you in this game, and most importantly, what do you think of the team strategy? If you like this video, be sure to click the like button, then click that hype button to help promote the content. Thanks for watching. Till next time, swish.